What if deku... Wait, okay, so it just wasn't counting. What if deku had king's power? So, yeah, it's the morning and they're doing stuff for Christmas right now. So, yeah, I'll try to do this and all that. But king's power is very... I don't really know a lot. I know, like, Chastable's form. I know his first form, the spear, second form, I think is increased. I'll pull it up, actually. Or, yeah, I'll go by the true form from now on. So, pretty much the spear... I'll go by the unawakened form and the true form. But we all know about all these. Pretty much nothing changes except number 6 wraps himself in a body armor. I will be using that one as his, like, move. Yeah. Yeah, the only ones that change is Sunflower, the actual spear, increase changes, and increase has fight with fire, of course. Pollen Garden is 8. Here's all the moves. The awakened form and all that. But yeah. So he will have wings and he will have a transformation. Which means he's going to become really stronger. So he is found instead of being born. Deku. Well, I was just say Inku and his husband can't have kids. So when they go to an orphanage and they say that we just brought in a new kid, bring it in with having fairy wings, fully, like, big ones, not small ones, and all that. And what he can do is that, and stuff like that. But he'll pretty much be King's hair color, of course. But yeah. But yeah, they look through, they take that kid home, adopt him, and they want to test out what quirk he has. Because they see he has wings, but I wonder if that's all it is. He takes him to the quirk doctor. Wow, he is a fairy. That's the only way I can really give him a power correctly. But I'll say he's the fairy king that hit his head. So yeah, so he's practically king right now. But when they take him to the quirk doctor, they tell him to try to do something. And they don't do the test to see if he has a quirk, but if they did, it would say he doesn't. He sticks up his hand with a spear appearing from, a spear, like, appearing in his hand. And they're like, what? Try something else. That's whenever he would turn his hand and it'll turn into a pillow. And they're wondering if he has some kind of tracing or like a manipulation. I'll say they take the pillow and do some tests, and they come out that saying that it's made out of some kind of moss and all that. They say it's resistant to fire and all that, but it's weak against cold. That's when they tell him to try something else. He jumps up. Without flapping his wings, he levitates. As we've seen him able to do is levitate, and he's super fast with that, like he can go somewhere really quickly. But add wings on top of that, he'd probably go even faster than that. they tell him to try to manipulate the spear, and that would turn it into the other spear. They're wondering, did it just change the form? I'll say they put an apple on it, see how sharp it is, and it turns into stone, and they tell him to try to do something with it. He just twists his finger left and right while he says bumblebee, and it destroys the wall by it striking it so many times. Yeah, that's Bumblebee right here. The one with the words that keep on coming up. But yeah, they pretty much, that's all they find of his abilities because he seems like he can't do anymore. So they send him on, and they call his quirk because it might seem not too dangerous, but it's really strong, so they call it disaster. And stuff like that. But he does have the cloth, of course. And he will have another form. And all that. Sorry about the interruption. I might have a lot of interruptions in this video. Because I am setting up stuff for the other family to come here. But yeah. So, that's increase. That's chest to full true form. All the other stuff is about the same. Yeah. Because this is all I've seen of him, of course. Let me see if there's the manga in the manga abilities. Please don't do the thing where it glitches and it did it. I swear. But yeah, his ability, all that. He goes to kindergarten and he walks in with the full, wings. Oh my god. Yeah. So, he's in kindergarten. He walks in with, oh my god! But he rolls in with the wings. That was another interruption. But he rolls in, and everybody's like, oh, he must have some kind of mutant quirk. I would say Bucko says, what's your quirk, huh? It looks pretty girly. That's when he says, my wings just come with it, but my quirk is called Disaster. And they're like, what? What is it gonna do? This Slurpee makes Chastity full in its spear form and levitates off the floor. And the teachers tell him to put your thing away. This is when he turns it into a pillow and hops onto it. And pretty much is really lazy in class, but he gets good grades. Even though it looks like he falls asleep during class every time. But yeah, a week later, Bakugo gets his quirk. But Bakugo says, my quirk's the best. He challenges Deku. Deku says, sure. Which Deku, I'll say, is physically strong just because he's not actually a fairy, it was just his quirk. Like I said, it is a quirk, but it is a mutant quirk. So, he is physically stronger than most kids, I'll say. Like a grown adult strength. And which to a kid seems really strong. So whenever he comes up, he uses Chastful, turning it into Guardian, and grabs Bakugo. Bakugo keeps on trying to explode it, but they're more like spoke. Whenever he was a kid, he probably could have boosted his arm just a little bit to punch, but not too much. So he kind of keeps on doing that. And that's whenever Deku says that fire, all naming out all the stuff that won't work against it. Saying that your quirk against this is useless. Says whatever your quirk can only make a pillow. That's where he turns it into increase using fifth form, having them, a whole bunch of them. And that's when he says, "Are you sure?" And he walks up to Bakugo, picks him up on him, and throws him. Because adult strength, adult can throw before your kid into a tree. That's when you see him turn around, and he says, Wait, it was like fights fire with fire, which is pretty much. It looks like the blades are exploding, but it's how fast that they're going is that it makes explosions. With him doing this into a whole bunch of trees, exploding them with how many force is going into it. And he says to Bakugo that your quirk is too weak. Your quirk is weaker than mine. Leave me alone. Bakugo does, but Deku leaves to a different middle school. Or different school whenever they get into the upper grades. Just because I want to. And he gets to, I'll just keep on going to Kirishima school. Because I like Kirishima whenever he's stronger. Because he's a good character. But he gets there. He's flying. Or he has wings out and he's levitating. Or he just lays on his pillow whenever he came to the first day of school. And stuff like that. And he explains his quirk to everybody. He meets Kirishima. He gives Kirishima tips on how to control his quirk. Kirishima gets all the moves of Red Riot form and Crimson Riot. And he can regenerate. And all that. Which Deku learns how to put armor on him. Because he was fighting him, I'll say. So he knows how to put the armor on. And he can control vines. And he knows all his moves, but he doesn't like to use them. This one we'll leave it off.